Mario isn't teaching these kids in this tiny village in Torit how to use a spear. He's here to tell them tales about their tribe and village. And Marco is here to listen to the history of his ancestors.
If
I don't come here, how will I teach my kids in the future? It's how we learn. I came here to listen to these elders. These elders are the ones who teach us about our past.
With an estimated population of 12 million, there are more than 60 tribes in South Sudan, each with its own history, tradition, and culture. But there's a challenge in showing that to young people or even the world. Africa's youngest nation doesn't have a museum to display these cultures or exhibit artifacts from its past. As a country, South Sudan is only 5 years old, yet its history stretches back generations. But because of the lack of museums, telling stories to children is the only way to pass on history to the younger generation. Few history books on South Sudan exist, but few can afford it and even fewer can read. So special gatherings are organized to talk about the past, and artifacts passed from one generation to another are displayed as the history is narrated. But Mario says it's not easy these days. Not a lot of children come to listen, and the constant state of war which the country seems to be in has impacted its historic and cultural artifacts, some of which are stored in a hut with straw roofs to preserve them.
The war has destroyed everything. Since 1955, these are the only things we have remaining, and some are broken. During fighting times, the soldiers use the historic wooden artifacts to start fire. People who fight in the bush, if they take over Torit, they just burn everything, and sometimes there are no youth to tell the tales to.
The local government has a few artifacts in their office in the hopes of starting a museum. Justin Ndugu is the Director for Cultural Affairs.
To try to get objects from community, it also has challenges. One challenge is mobility. We don't have transport, especially in the Directorate of Culture, we don't have transport. And also the fund. We don't have the fund. The fund given is not enough.
As plans for the museum seem to be put on hold, Mario says he'll continue to pass South Sudan's history the way he and those before him did, but worries that someday he'll have no one to narrate to, and the stories will be buried. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Torit, South Sudan.